all about community. Spirituality is important. PocaSPEAKS. This shit is not easy, but it's worth it. PocaSPEAKS. This shit is not easy, but it's worth it. It's all about community. Spirituality is important. PocaSPEAKS. This shit is not easy, but it's worth it. PocaSPEAKS. This shit is not easy, but it's worth it. It's all about community. Spirituality is important. PocaSPEAKS. This shit is not easy, but it's worth it. PocaSPEAKS.
All right, happy Monday to everybody. I hope that your day is going well. I want to start off by saying thank you to everyone who tuned in yesterday to the live. Thank you for all of the well wishes. Thank you for all of the love. It is all greatly appreciated. Of course, there has been a lot going on for everybody, so I hope that everyone is just taking it easy on themselves and navigating this time with wisdom, okay? Not moving too fast, not doing too much, not in too much, not around too many people, but taking time for yourself is going to be very important as we go through the next couple of months, okay? Of course, I have not been on here for a little while, for a couple of days, maybe like a week and some change. The live yesterday will kind of explain why. If you didn't see, definitely go check that out. But today we're going to get into these messages. Now, for some reason, this song has been stuck in my head all rising, okay, since I've been up. And the specific part of the song says, still to this day, like that specific part of the chorus keeps replaying in my head. So I'm not sure what's going to come out, but we're just going to tap in and see what's going on, what we can expect for this week. Of course, we're going to get into astrology a little bit in this live as well. I told y'all I will be adding in a lot more astrology as we are doing these readings, specifically because of how accurate it is and how much information is coming out right now. And a lot of what's going on is based on the current planets, okay, and what's going on with the planets. So we've already been discussing all of the retrogrades. Today is the 29th, so we are less than 7 days away from Mercury retrograde. So definitely expect some delays when it comes to technology, expect delays when it comes to travel, expect delays when it comes to certain communication, emails, things coming in the mail, maybe arriving a little bit later than you thought that they would. Just kind of be open to things maybe not being on time. Okay, we know that time is an illusion, but still, you know what I'm saying? Just be open to things kind of moving at its own pace. This is definitely a time to be tapped into your intuition with Neptune retrograde. Neptune, of course, being the planet of spirituality, will be retrograding until December 7th, if I'm not mistaken. So we got a little while where our intuition will be super, super crystal clear. Okay, so anything that your gut is telling you, go with it. You know, if you haven't really been tuned in, tapped in with your intuition lately, this is the time to do so. If you have been struggling with trusting your intuition, this is the time to start practicing trusting that process. Okay, because a lot of what is going on is going to be intuitively based. Okay, so regardless of what you see, if your gut is telling you something, then go with that. Okay, don't get so caught up in how things physically look, or things that, don't get so caught up in the physical period. All right, this is a very, very highly spiritual time. So if you're being drawn to tune inward, take time for yourself, do things for yourself, spend time with yourself. If you're being drawn to start something new or to go in a different direction, or whatever the case may be, trust your instinct and go with the flow. Okay, so let's tap in with some ancestor messages first, and see what Spirit is saying in regards to that. And then we're going to, of course, get into the tarot. Of course, if you want to book any personal readings, you may do so on my website. All of my information is going across the bottom of the screen. Feel free to book accordingly. I will not be doing any specials for a little while. So whatever specials are on my website, those are the only ones that will be there. Um, yeah, so that's that. All right, let's tap in and see what's going on. That little part just keep going over and over in my head, over and over and over in my head. Let's see. Ancestor messages. Ooh. Okay, it's making sense. So we got inner childhood healing coming out as the first card, with finding at the bottom of the deck, okay? And then answers. Wow. Okay. So I definitely want to piggyback off of the readings that we've been doing in regards to this, because a lot of things from our childhood is being revealed. This kind of also piggybacks off of the live that I did yesterday. There's another layer of childhood trauma that's being brought to the surface for a lot of people. It's starting to make sense. Why Spirit said till this day, okay? Because there's a lot of things that are still affecting y'all to this day. All right, dealing with childhood traumas, in regards to finding yourself, figuring out who you truly are. I feel like the more that you guys tap in, the more that you guys kind of go, not necessarily go backwards, but the more that you kind of reprocess your past. I feel like a lot of you guys are reprocessing your past. So the things that you thought were one way, you're starting to see it a different way, or even things that you didn't even consider a part of your childhood traumas are being revealed to you. A lot of y'all are finding answers when it comes to why things may be the way that they are currently, right? Sometimes we can be kind of confused why our life is going a certain way, or why things are happening a certain way, or why we are in a certain energy, or whatever the case is. And I feel like things are starting to click. Okay, things are starting to make sense. And the more that you go and you kind of look through the things that you've been through, you kind of look through your past, your childhood. And when I say childhood, I'm talking about from, you know, you being a baby up until like 16, 17, 18, until you left the house, or until you were, of age. Okay. So a lot of you guys are kind of in this mode of reflection where you're looking back at things and you're realizing or connecting the dots rather to why certain things may be the way that they are, or why you're experiencing things in the manner that you are at this point. Okay? I also feel like this has to do with the way that you treat yourself as well. I feel like some of you guys are learning that a lot of the ways that you have been treating yourself is ways that other people were treating you as far as your childhood is concerned. Um, so maybe you came from a family where your mother bullied you, or whatever the case may be, and now you find yourself doing those things to yourself, and you're starting to make those connections. Like, you're starting to realize, like, oh shit, I'm treating myself like this person used to treat me, or I didn't, there's really nothing wrong with me, but I assumed that it was because of the way that these people treated me, or so on and so forth. I definitely feel like your ancestors and your spirit team are a heavy part, play a heavy role in this, or are a huge part in this. Lots of maternal energy, so you guys could be tapping in with like grandmothers or aunties, or just feminine, a lot of feminine energy when it comes to healing. Okay, definitely dealing with the heart chakra for sure, the heart space. So tightness in the chest, or heart palpitations, or heavy breathing, or lung issues, or something like that. Okay, we've been talking about breaths, taking mindful breaths, taking deep breaths, things of that nature is going to be important as well, or helpful. Some of you could have also been having dreams about angels or something like that, or something with wings, birds, butterflies, wings. Okay. The sun is also very significant. Very, very, very significant. Make sure that y'all spending some time in the sun. Okay. It's the sun right now. I don't know if you guys have as I said, dreams. I don't know if you guys have been uh if you guys know or have been following the Schumann scale, which basically is a scale that um calculates the frequency of the earth, and apparently it broke. Not like it physically broke, but like the scale broke, right? um Meaning that the energy was so high, or the energy is so high, that the scale basically can't read it. Okay. And the Schumann scale again measures the energy of the planet, the natural frequencies of the planet, and it broke. Okay, so energy is very, 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 very high right now. So there's going to be a lot of spiritual things happening, especially when it comes to like dreams, when it comes to spiritual encounters, when it comes to um like seeing things. Some of you guys may be seeing more things like in the spiritual realm. So seeing things like out the corner of your eye, or some of your gifts may be being exposed during this time as well. Again, intuition is going to be super, super heightened. So definitely pay attention to that. I definitely want to say to my people who are having these vivid dreams, either you're lucid dreaming, astral projecting, or just having super, super vivid dreams, make sure that you are protecting yourself or speaking words of protection before you go to bed, tapping in with your ancestors, things of that nature. Okay. If you have amethyst, sleep with that. Amethyst is one of the best crystals for um, sleeping, for protection, you know, while you're sleeping and things of that nature. It's also a very, very spiritual type crystal when it comes to navigating the spiritual realm. Okay, so that would be a good one, as well as selenite, clear quartz, um, black obsidian, black tourmaline, things like that. Okay, protection crystals would definitely be helpful. Okay, some of y'all could have also been, I don't want to scare y'all, but it's easy to be attacked when you're in the dream state. So it's very important to protect yourself. This is where they got the whole pray before you go to bed thing. It's not really a religious thing, it's a spiritual thing, right? Because your vessel is empty when you go to bed. Your soul does not stay in your body when you go to bed. So your vessel is available. So you definitely want to make sure that you are speaking protection over yourself, over your children, um, you know, right before sleep, just to be on the safe side. Let's get one more of these, and then I'm gonna pull some from my other deck. You got ask and receive. Okay, I also feel like this is a time to capitalize on your dream state as well. So before you go to bed, you know, really make sure that you are tapping in with your spirit team. This is a time to basically set the tone for your next day. I feel like y'all are not really capitalizing as much as you could on your dream state, and your ability to speak things into existence, especially, you know, before you go to bed. It's almost like speaking what you want, going to bed, and then waking up in that timeline. Like, that's possible, right? Timelines are all based on your frequency. So you can change and alter your timeline whenever you want to. It's basically just, again, altering your frequency or changing your frequency, allowing yourself to be on a higher frequency, um, rather than just going to bed holding on to all of the negativity and, you know, being in a low vibrational mindset or whatever the case is. Okay, I feel like this is the time anyway to prioritize what you want and start to, you know, do whatever is necessary or whatever is required to be on the level of that thing that you want. Okay, again, Neptune is in retrograde right now, so your intuition is heightened. You also have Saturn in retrograde right now. So Saturn is the planet that basically helps you get shit together. Whatever is not right in your life, whatever you need to work on, whatever you need to fix, whatever, you know, needs to be done in order for you to get whatever it is that you want, Saturn is the planet to work with. Okay, because it's going to get you together. It's going to basically outline all of the things that you need to do. It's going to help you get a routine. It's going to help you get consistent, so that you can get the things that you're asking for. So don't be afraid to, you know, tap in with your spirit team and ask them to reveal, you know, whatever your next steps are, or um, to have a conversation, let them know what the, you know, the things that you want, and ask for direction in receiving those things. Okay, now the thing about that is you have to be plugged in with your intuition when it comes to that. You can't just ask spirit or tell spirit the things that you want and then be like, yeah, show me how to get there, and then you don't listen to your intuition, or your intuition tells you something and then you don't trust it, so you don't move forward with what it's telling you. All right, so this is not just about commanding things around. You know, I want this and I want that. It's like, okay, cool, but are you listening to the direction so that you can get to those things? If your intuition is telling you something specific, are you listening? Are you taking heed to what it's saying? Or are you just saying, I want this, this, and that, and then not willing to do the work? Because you have to do the work. You have to do the work. Nobody's going to come and do it for you. Okay? The color blue and purple could be significant. So we have double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Okay. So I feel like a lot of the people who are being kind of called out right now are people who have a gift, right? A lot of you are gifted. A lot of you have a responsibility to use your gift to help uplift humanity, to help add to, the energy, um, to help people understand what's going on or to be a part of the frequency change or whatever the case is, right? But you can't do what you need to do, or you can't show up in the position that you're supposed to if you are not following your intuition. Like, it's just, that's just not going to work. If you are not listening to spirit, if you are not going with the flow of spirit, then it's just not going to happen. So I feel like a lot of you guys are being called to step up in your own personal lives first, right? So that, you can get good with yourself and you can get all the things that you need to get done. And then you will be set in position to help other people. I feel like a lot of you guys have been so focused on helping other people that you're not helping yourself. Okay. And because of that, certain things are not moving and shaking the way that they're supposed to. Things are not effortlessly flowing, right? So things should be flowing effortlessly. It shouldn't take any time for you to get these things accomplished, right? The main thing that is causing this process to take so long is you not doing what you're supposed to do for yourself. So if you're not showing up for yourself, if you're not, fulfilling whatever you're supposed to fulfill within yourself, then how can you show up for other people? How can you then show up, you know, for everybody else and affect everybody else? It's just not going to happen. Okay. So I feel like a lot of this, childhood trauma and stuff that's coming out right now, or a lot of the things that are being shown to you, or a lot of the things that you're discovering about yourself, is all for you to get clear within yourself first so that you can then be effective with to everybody else. It's not going to happen the other way around. Meaning you can't do things for others and then think that that's going to help you. No, you got to help yourself first, and then you can do for others, and then you'll be effective for others. This is why a lot of you guys have been really, really drained lately. This is why a lot of you guys have been, you know, called to be away or apart from the people that you're usually around, or why certain things in your life are leaving, period, because you need to be spending more time with yourself. You need to be tapping in more with yourself. Okay. Heavy on the dream state. Again, Neptune rules the spiritual realm, so very, very vivid dreams about different things. Everything that you dream right now, that you remember, that you can retain, is a message. If you go to sleep and you wake up and you don't have no dream, then it just is what it is. But if you go to sleep and you wake up and you remember any part of your dream, I don't care if it's just one person that was in it, I don't care if it was one thing that was said, I don't care. It's a message. It's something that you need to retain. That's why your brain remembered it. Okay? So start writing your dreams down. Don't just, you know, have these messages sent to you and then you don't think that it is worth anything because you can't figure it out in that moment. Remember, dreams sometimes are messages for things in advance. So, of course, you may not understand it in that moment. It's okay. It doesn't negate the fact that it has purpose or it has a meaning. Okay? This is also a time where a lot of you guys could be connected with your life purpose. But again, it comes through you discovering something about yourself. This is like self-discovery leading you to um, your overall purpose, or, leading you to your path, whatever your path is. Okay? Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Okay? So a lot of you guys could be feeling like you don't have any support. Like you're kind of on your own, or you're by yourself when it comes to your process. Um, Maybe like no one understands what you're going through, or feeling like, you no longer resonate with the people that you've been around. Okay. Feeling the need to detach from certain environments, certain people, certain groups, okay? Some of you guys are definitely letting go of lengthy relationships. And what I mean by that is people that you may have been in contact with, for a very long time, people that you may have been friends with for a long time, sandbox type relationships, um, or people that you've been just in connection with for a long time, okay? Realizing that these people were not for you, or realizing that, it's no love lost, but y'all are just on two different paths, okay? A lot of you guys are being taken on a whole different path. Now, remember I told y'all that we jumped timelines recently, like maybe 2.5 weeks ago at this point. And because of that, a lot of things are changing, right? And a lot of things around us have to change because of the fact that we are in a whole different space. So this is not the time to try to hold on to things that are leaving your life. This is not the time to try to argue back and forth with your spirit team on who is right for you and who's not. This is the time to just let things go the way that they go and flow the way that they flow. If people are flowing out of your life, then understand that new people will flow in. So don't hold on to people, places, and things, because you think that something better won't come, or you're just going to be left high and dry. No. Spirit has to remove things before they replace it, right? So the more that you're holding on to these old patterns, these old people, these old mentalities, these old jobs, these old ideologies about yourself, or whatever the case may be, the longer you hold on to that, the longer you are, hindering your process. The longer it's going to take for you to actually have some type of um, positive alignment, is what Spirit is saying. Okay? This is a time for you guys to align with whatever it is for you. And you can't do that holding on to old people, places, and things. You can't do that holding on to old energies, or, even thinking of yourself as the same old person. Like, a lot of you have to change the way that you think about yourself. A lot of times we get annoyed when people, hold our past over our heads, or don't acknowledge the growth within us. But how often do we acknowledge our own growth? How often do we acknowledge the fact that we've made great changes in our lives? A lot of us have become accustomed to, again, looking at ourselves in a negative light, or looking at ourselves in a specific way and being hard on ourselves, right? So if you're not even giving yourself credit for the changes you made, and I don't care if it's one change, I don't care if it's a half a change, a quarter of a change, I don't care. Any type of change that you have made, any type of progress that you have, should be celebrated, should be acknowledged. So until you start acknowledging yourself for the new person that you are, and for the new energies that you're moving into, and for the new frequency that you are aligning with, until you acknowledge that within yourself, then nobody else is going to. Okay? And a lot of you are you're trying to move past your wherever you are currently, but you're not giving yourself credit for what you've already moved past. You know what I'm saying? Compare, today to 2 weeks ago. Compare today to a month ago, 2 months ago, 5 months ago, a year ago, 3 years ago. Any progress is good progress. Period. Okay? So the more that you acknowledge the good that you're already doing, and the more that, the more you support yourself, the more that, you are happy about your progress, the more you will see it come back to you in other people, or in other places, or, outside of yourself. Period. Okay? I'm hearing this song by Marvin Sapp. It's called Rivers Flow. Okay? And it says, I have a well that's living inside of me. And I feel like, Spirit is saying that there is an unlimited amount of resource within you. A lot of y'all are so used to looking outside of yourself for resources, or for, for information or whatever the case is. Excuse me. When everything you need is within you. Okay? You just have to access it. Important information, wounds are healed and recharging. Yeah. Period. Confirmation. So like I said, a lot of you guys are processing your past and healing from certain things regarding your past, especially things that you have allowed people to place onto you. Okay? It's so important to know the difference between, you know, what you have placed on yourself and what other people have placed on you that you've accepted. Because it's a difference, right? There's a lot of things that people may say about us or put on us that is not true, but because we accept it, it starts to become a reality. So you have to be very careful about the things that you allow to enter into your spirit, the things that you allow to enter into, you know, your realm of possibilities. Because once you open yourself up to certain energies, then of course they're going to affect you. Like, of course, right? But if you know who you are and you are working towards, you know, continuously building that relationship with yourself and your spirit team, then you know what is not for you. You know what has nothing to do with you. And you are able to, you know, make those changes, or even just put up those boundaries, to prevent those things from being your reality. Okay? But it's a conscious effort. You have to be paying attention because a lot of stuff can slip through the cracks. You know what I'm saying? People can say stuff about you and it happens so fast and they say it so quickly that you don't even realize that you just accepted something negative. So you really have to be more in tune with the moment. You know, Spirit has really been on my ass about practicing mindfulness, meaning being more present in the moment, picking up on what's happening in the moment, not waiting for time to go by, not waiting for things to pass. Hindsight doesn't always have to be 2020. It can be 2020 in the moment, okay? But you have to be paying attention. The only time hindsight is 2020 is when you wasn't paying attention in the moment, okay? So be careful about the things that you accept or the way that people talk or speak about you, and you just go with it. Don't just be so accepting, all right? Even if, for example, like if somebody like, you know, you don't have the money for that, or you know that that's too expensive for you, or some just minor shit like that, and you accept it like, yeah, you right, I don't got the money for that. You've just accepted the fact that you broke. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be the most minute things, it's the smallest things that we will accept or that we will go with, right? Not even really thinking about it. And just that fast you cast a spell on yourself. Because I tell y'all all the time, the most effective spells are the ones that we cast on ourselves. It's not people putting things on us and, you know, it's because they're so powerful that they made it work. Like, no. Half of these people don't got no damn power. They're not tapping in with no type of powerful sources or none of that. Okay? So a lot of it is what you are accepting. So you have to, you know, be able to identify when someone is saying something that could be detrimental to you or your process. And it don't always have to be something deep. Like I say, it could just be like, you know she got an attitude problem. And a lot of people are like, yeah, I do got an attitude problem. Like, why would you accept that? Right? Even if you do currently struggle with your attitude, you still don't have to accept that. So it can be the smallest things that we allow into our energy that start to take root and grow into bigger issues and bigger problems. And then when it comes time to try to fix it, we don't know where to start because it was something so small that popped it off to begin with. Okay, so pay attention to the way that you allow people to speak to you or speak about you in your process. And then also be mindful of the way you speak about your process. Period. All right, let's get into the tarot. General messages for the collective. Ooh. Tower. Things have to fall apart before they can come together. Period. Okay? Don't think that just because certain things, again, are happening in your space and you're losing certain people, or I don't even want to say losing certain people because you're not really losing anything. right? This is not a loss. This is more of a redirection. This is more of a fix to the problem. This is not necessarily a loss. You're not losing anything. If people were not supposed to be in your life to begin with, then it's not a loss. It's a correction. Okay? So it's all about the way that you look at things. It's all about your perspective. This is a time to really, really be mindful of your perspective, of your outlook on certain situations. Because the way that you see it is going to affect how it affects you. So if you see, everything as a loss, then of course it's going to put you in a depressive state. Of course it's going to give you anxiety. Of course it's going to feel negative. Of course you're going to panic. Of course, it's going to cut into your hope, the hopefulness that you have for your life. Of course, because you're viewing it as a negative rather than a positive. But if you see it as correction, if you see it as redirection, if you see it as a reevaluation and of your space, then of course it's going to feel different to you and it's going to become a positive thing. And once it becomes a positive, then it's going to positively affect you. Okay? Your outlook is going to be so important right now. I'm also seeing this as that scene from the first Shrek when he went into the castle to save the lady, right? Save Fiona. And she was so excited. She's been waiting for this moment her whole life and everything. And once she takes the little thing off of his face, she see that he's an ogre, and she like, what the fuck? That's not who I expected, or that's not what I expected, right? But whole time she an ogre herself, right? So I feel like a lot of you guys are starting to realize, like, the issues in your life that you thought were caused by other people was really caused by you. And you have gotten so used to whatever fairy tale in your head, whatever you've been telling yourself for so long, you've gotten so used to that now reality is kind of smacking you in the face and being like, hey boo, it's not really these people, it's been you the whole time. And the only reason why these people were able to affect you or were able to be a part of your life or were able to do the things that they did is because of the fact that you wasn't recognizing where the energy was coming from, or because you thought that this was your natural frequency and vibration, and it's really not. Period. Okay? This is not a time to point fingers, is what I'm hearing. This is a time for accountability. When Saturn is in retrograde, it's all about accountability. It's all about what you are doing. This is not a they did this to me and they made me feel this way and it's their fault and this person and that person. No. Okay? This is what you have been doing. What problems and issues have you caused in your life? Because those are the only things that you can fix. You can't make anybody outside of yourself act different or treat you different. But you can do something different with yourself and get different results. Okay? So this is definitely a time for you guys to look in the mirror. All right? Your reflection. Yeah, 7 of Wands. It's time to go back to the drawing board for a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys have also been operating in a false life purpose. Okay, this was some people specifically. Some of you guys could have got a reading in the beginning of your journey and somebody told you that you were supposed to be doing something and that wasn't for you. This is why I tell y'all, be very careful who you allow to tap into your energy. Be very careful who you trust with your energy and who you trust to give you messages, because a lot of these people don't really have your best interest at heart. A lot of these people are just doing shit for a coin. So they're telling you anything. They're not really tapped in with no spirits. They don't really know what the hell is going on. They just telling you whatever sounds good, um, you know, to get money from you and to go and move on to the next person. They're not actually invested into your journey. They don't really care. Okay? And a lot of you guys have been misguided. Like I told y'all before, this is kind of like a repeat in a sense of 2020. And a lot of you guys tapped into your spirituality or into your spiritual journey in 2020. Okay. So this is a year of like redirection. Like whatever you got wrong during that period of time, Spirit is giving you an opportunity to get it right. Okay. But it depends on you letting go of the old shit. You can't maintain or keep all of these old things, in your energy and then think that you're going to get this new perspective. It's just not going to work, okay? You're going to have to let go of a lot of the things that you thought were right over the last 3 to 4 years. A lot of y'all have based the last 3 to 4 years off of readings that you got in 2020 or things that people told you in 2020 or things that happened in 2020. 2020 is definitely very significant in regards to this year, okay? In regards to correction and redirection, all right? So this is almost like your do-over in a sense. The energies are definitely different, but they're familiar with 2020. Okay, it's kind of like a do-over with a higher frequency. So you have, a higher frequency, a more positive energy around you to help you get it right this time. All right, you have a lot of planets working with you to help you correct a lot of things. You have your spirit team working with you to help you correct a lot of things. So this is all dependent upon you at this point because everything around you is cohesively trying to help you move to this next level. So if you're not moving, if you're not, excelling at this point or leveling up at this point, it's because of you. It's not because of anything else around you or anyone else outside of you. It is literally because of you. This is your opportunity to have a fresh start. This is your opportunity to do things right this time with the knowledge of the things that you got wrong. Right? It's almost like retaking a test. Like you took the test at first and you may not have done well, but they give you another test. This test has different questions, but they're testing you on the same things, right? And now because you've already taken that first test, you know what was wrong, you know what you did wrong, you know what not to do moving forward. So when you go take this new test, right, you are coming to it with a whole different energy and you're using what has already happened with the old one to help you with this new one. Okay, so all of the stuff that you've been learning over these last couple of years, it's time to implement these things. So if Spirit has revealed certain things about people, it's time for you to use that in this next, phase of your life. If Spirit has revealed to you certain things about yourself, then you need to be using that in this next phase of your life. Okay? There's no point in going through all of the lessons and learning all of the things that you've learned over the last 3 to 4 years to not use it now. All of those things have purpose. All of those lessons were here for a reason. Okay? Also, be patient. This is not something that's going to happen overnight. It's going to take you some time to, correct some of the things or to redirect your energy or whatever the case is. So make sure that you're being patient. Make sure that you're going with the flow. Make sure that you're not trying to rush things. Okay? You got the King of Wands coming out as well. I feel like a lot of you guys are also working on your anger. A lot of you are realizing that maybe you have been in a very, very negative energy for a long time. So this could be anger. This could be just being annoyed all the time, having an attitude, just kind of being over it. A lot of this is coming from childhood trauma. It's not really that you guys are angry. It's more so that you guys are hurt. A lot of y'all are just hurt little kids in adult bodies. So, when a child throws a temper tantrum, it's not because they're an evil child or they're a mean child. It's because something is going on that they don't have the words to explain or that they haven't figured out about themselves or whatever. And this is the only way that they can display their discomfort, right? So a lot of y'all, you're not mean people, right? You're not angry people. You're not nasty people, right? But there's a level of discomfort that you have, a level of fear that you may even have, a level of hurt or pain that you have that has put you in this energy. Okay? So a lot of you guys need to work on, again, whatever has transpired in your childhood, so that you can get out of this negative energy, so that you can, move away from being angry or being nasty or having an attitude or being snappy. Okay? Like just snapping away at people or having a smart ass mouth for no reason. Like a lot of things are just unnecessary and just not called for. Period. Right? But it's because you're basically this hurt little child. Right? A lot of you guys have also been in this space where it feels like your dreams or your goals are not tangible. Like the things that you want, a lot of you guys have almost given up. Like just not even believing that you can have the things that you want, just because of the fact that you haven't gotten it yet. You know, a lot of the ways that you speak about yourself, okay, not celebrating your progress, like I was talking about before, okay. A lot of you are also, not in a stable position. So your money may not be where you want it to be. Your career may not be where you want it to be. Your family dynamic may not be where you want it to be. So a lot of you guys have almost gotten to this place where you don't even believe that good things can happen anymore, or you don't believe that you are able to receive good things, because it's like, well, shit, all of this stuff is going wrong. I'm losing all of these people. I had this kind of childhood or whatever, so on and so forth. And you kind of giving up on believing that things are possible. Okay, that's why Spirit said, if you knew you were supported, what would you do? Meaning, if you knew that you can have what you want, if you knew that you had the support to get to that place, how would you be acting? Because you do have that support. Your spirit team is here. They're telling you to ask and receive, meaning you can command and say and speak the things that you want, and you can have them. It's that easy. But it's all about you believing that you deserve it. It's all about believing that you're worth having these things and receiving these things. If you don't believe that it's possible, if you stop dreaming, or if you stop allowing yourself to, go to these places mentally and see yourself having all of these things that you want, if you shut that part of your life down and you're no longer open, then of course it's not going to happen. Right? So a lot of you guys have to kind of get back to that childlike energy of just believing in the unknown and just having faith in your future, right? Heavy Gemini energy, heavy Sagittarius energy. Okay, we know that Jupiter is currently in Gemini. Jupiter is a planet of expansion, and Gemini is known to be the child of the zodiac, right? Because Geminis are always wanting to learn, right? So just like a child is always wanting to learn, and um, also the optimism, right? Geminis are very optimistic. There's always an answer. There's always a way out, right? Geminis are not limited to situations. You can't put a Gemini in a situation and think that they just going to give up, because they're not. They're too optimistic, and they know too much, and they learn too quickly, and they adjust very fast. So for a lot of you guys, Spirit wants you to get back into this childlike energy where you believe in the impossible, right? And you know that it's not really impossible, that it's actually possible. Anything that I want is a possibility. I can have whatever I want, right? I just have to know within myself that, number one, I deserve it, right? Because a lot of y'all don't even think that you're worth receiving these things. So it's like, how and why would Spirit give you something that you don't even feel like you deserve? That doesn't make sense. You gotta walk like you deserve this shit. You gotta talk like you deserve this shit. You gotta act like you know who you are, okay? And put that energy out into the ethers, so that Spirit can then be like, oh, okay, and send you whatever is for you. But if you walking around like you barely deserve anything, or like you can't have good things, or like you're limited, or like you can't dream, whatever the case is, then of course you're not going to receive this stuff. Of course it's not going to be in your realm of possibilities. Of course you're going to be depressed. It's like, duh. Okay. Spirit said half of the battle is just understanding that you deserve it. That's half the battle. Half of it is understanding that you deserve it. The other half is putting the work in. Simple, right? I tell you all the time, it's so simple that we complicate it. A lot of us are so used to things being complicated in our life that when things have a simple, um, when there's a simple way of doing things, we don't even want to acknowledge it. We think it's too good to be true because we're used to, doing a whole bunch of unnecessary shit that you don't even really have to do. All right? Page of Cups. Don't despise small beginnings. Just because things are starting off small does not mean you're not going to eventually have something big. Okay? Meaning a lot of y'all are very negative because you're not getting what you feel like you should have immediately. So whatever you're manifesting, whatever your goals are, whatever your dreams are, a lot of y'all think it should happen overnight. And because it's not happening overnight, you feel like it's never going to come. And that's just not reality. It's like things have to start off, you know, in a way that you can handle it. If spirit was to really give y'all the things that you asked for and gave it all to you at once, would you really be able to handle it? Would you know what to do with it? Probably not. A lot of y'all will fuck it up and lose it immediately. Lose it as fast as you got it because you haven't put in the work or you haven't created a foundation to support whatever it is. So spirit gives us things, usually in increments or starts us off small so that we can build up, whatever we need to take care of whatever it is that we're going to eventually receive. So don't despise small beginnings. Don't overlook yourself, your process, or whatever, just because you're getting it in small doses first, or because it's moving at a certain pace. That pace is obviously good for you. Okay? Because half of y'all haven't even been consistent with building the foundation to begin with. So you don't even have anything to sustain what it is that you're asking for. This is why spirit does things in order. This is why you have to first release and let go of things before you get new things. This is why you have to go through certain challenges or learn certain lessons before you receive certain things, so that you can be prepared for whatever is coming in, so that your foundation could be set for whatever is coming in. All right? Let's get one more of these, and then we're going to close out with some confirmation, and then we're going to get into the astrology for this week. All right, we got the Hierophant coming out. Okay, so this is talking about making sure that you're operating in wisdom. All right, this is a time to be wise. Don't be out here doing stupid shit. Don't be out here around stupid people. Don't be holding on to stupid things. Okay, this is a time to operate in wisdom. Wisdom means that you already know what you're supposed to do, so it's time to do it. Half of y'all already know what is required to get to this next level. You just don't want to do it. Okay, it's that my way or the highway type of energy. I know what I'm supposed to do. I know that I need to be doing more. I know that, this next phase of my life requires me to do whatever, but I just don't want to do it. Or I'm scared, or it makes me uncomfortable, or whatever your excuse may be for today. Okay, none of that matters. If you want the things that you want, there are things that come with it. I tell y'all that all the time. I can't walk into the Louis Vuitton store and ask for a discount just because I don't have the money. No, come back when you got the money. We're not going to discount nothing. What's wrong with you? Okay, same thing. If there are certain things that I want, anything that is valuable, you have to work for it. And you have to, it's a equal exchange, meaning you're just not going to get something just off the strength. No. What are you giving? What are you putting out in order to receive this in return? Right? The reason why Louis Vuitton don't do discounts is because they know their value. Whether you believe that they're valuable or not, it doesn't matter. They think of themselves at a certain level, and they're going to stand on that. So, you can feel however you want to feel. You can be mad as much as you want to be mad. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change the fact that they're not going to discount shit. So when it comes to the things that you want in your life, understand that there's no discounts. There's no ways around it. Okay, you can't finesse this. You're just going to have to do whatever is required so that you can get the things that are already for you. These things are already for you, but there's certain things that are required for you to get it. I'm seeing the scene from what is that movie? The Spy Next Door. I think that's the movie with Jackie Chan when he's dating the white lady and he a spy and he take the kids with him on some mission or whatever. Okay, there's a specific scene in that movie where there's like there's something on the other side of these little lasers, and he basically has to finesse his way through these laser beams or whatever in order for him to get to whatever that prize is, right? And that's kind of like what this is. Like, spirit is basically guiding you through this energy, okay? Through this path, through whatever it is that you're supposed to go through to get whatever's on the other side, right? And it is required of you to go through that process verbatim so that you don't trigger something else or so that you don't fuck up and mess it up, right? There's specific things that you have to do. There's a specific way that you have to navigate this process in order for you to get that prize. Okay? If you move in the wrong way, if you do the wrong thing, if you think that you know better and you know try to do it your way, you could possibly trigger something else and lose everything that you've been working so hard for. So this is why our intuition is so important, because your intuition is literally guiding you through this maze, through this process, you know, giving you step by step, you know, direction so that you can finally arrive at whatever it is that you want. Okay? But this is not a my way or the highway type of thing. If you're willing to risk everything that you've been working so hard for just to do it your way, then I mean, by all means, go for it. But if you want things to work out the way that it's supposed to, if you want things to, you know, if you want to receive what is yours, then there are specific things that you need to do. And one of those things is trusting your intuition and doing whatever it tells you to do. Like I tell y'all all the time. So if your intuition say sit the fuck down, sit your ass down. If your intuition say go outside, go outside. You don't have to know why. Okay? You don't always have to know why. You don't always have to know what's coming next. Just do. Ooh. Okay. Fucking mosquito. Just do whatever it is that spirit is telling you to do. Okay? All right, let's get some confirmation and then we're going to get into the astrology for this week. I'm so damn sick of these mosquitoes. I promise you. And my blood must be delicious because, good Lord. All right. Sun card coming out. Abundance, joy, success, enlightenment, confidence. Okay? I feel like this is mainly, you know, talking about confidence. A lot of you guys have to be more confident in your process. You're not as confident as you should be. You don't really believe in your process for real. So if you're not even really believing in your process, if you're not even really believing in yourself, if you're not trusting your path like we were talking about, then how do you expect to get to the goal? How do you expect to arrive at the place that you want? It's just not going to happen. Okay? So having confidence is not just about, oh, you know, I look good and I know I look good and I'm the shit and I know I'm the shit. That's not just confidence. Confidence is also saying, I know that no matter what, my process is going to lead me to, you know, whatever is for me. I know that no matter what, no matter how uncomfortable I am, no matter how challenged I feel, I know that this process is going to end in success for me, right? So confidence is not just about physicalities. It's also about being confident in your journey, being confident in your process, being confident in your spirit team, trusting your spirit team, knowing that they are, you know, guiding you towards things that are for you. And it may not be comfortable. It may not be something that you like. It may be, you know, them removing people that you really, really love and care about. But at the end of the day, it's understanding and knowing within yourself that everything is working for your highest good, right? Not looking at these things as a negative, okay? Because it's not a negative. This is a positive thing. We got daddy issues coming out. Okay, so we was talking about childhood trauma. Some of you guys could be healing from daddy issues. Some of your trauma regarding your father or regarding masculinity could be being challenged right now. Some of you guys may be hyper masculine, okay, because of your relationship with your father or your poor relationship with your father or whatever the case is, okay. I also see this as for my men specifically, I see a lot of you guys are also realizing that it's okay to be emotional or to show emotions. I feel like a lot of you guys have kind of segregated or cut yourself off from emotions or displaying that you care about certain things because of how maybe you were treated as a child, or maybe because your emotions wasn't acknowledged as a child, or whatever the case is, okay. But I'm also seeing it for my women as well, dealing with hyper masculinity specifically. Going back to this King of Wands energy, being very hyper masculine, being very aggressive. Okay, you don't have to be aggressive. All right, even to my men, aggressiveness is not masculine. You don't have to be aggressive to prove that you're masculine, right? It's okay to allow yourself to feel whatever feelings you need to feel. It's okay to be sad or be upset or be angry or be disappointed or whatever the case is. Having emotions is not a bad thing, okay? But like a lot of you guys are finally acknowledging your emotions, whether you are masculine or feminine. Yeah. Secrets revealed, the truth is coming out, okay? I also feel like a lot of family secrets are coming out during this time as well. If maybe y'all are revealing family secrets, maybe you're finally speaking up about something that may have happened to you in the family, okay, or whatever the case is. I also feel like this is just, things being revealed to you about what has been affecting you subconsciously. A lot of you guys have been affected subconsciously by a lot of different energies, and now it's starting to be revealed to you what those specific energies are. So maybe, before you just thought that, again, you just had an attitude problem, or you just thought that you was one way, or you just thought that this is just how I am type of thing. And you're realizing, like, no, this is not how I am. This is what my trauma made me think about myself. This is what my trauma made me feel about myself. This is what the people in my childhood made me think about myself, right? So I feel like a lot of things are being revealed to you about you specifically, okay? We got partnerships, collabs, community, and working together, okay? So like I said, a lot of you guys are being set up to be effective in your community, but it all starts with you fixing you building that relationship with you. If you have not built a relationship with yourself, then you will be ineffective in your community. Don't rush to, try to heal and help everybody else outside of yourself when you haven't taken the time for you. It's just not going to work. Okay, a lot of y'all are receiving revelations that, you don't have to take care of everybody all the time. It's not your job to be responsible for everybody all the time. It's just not. We were not sent here to be at the beck and call of people 24/7. We were not sent here to take care of the collective 24/7, regardless of whatever your life purpose is. And I know my life purpose is to help y'all and to give y'all messages and help you with healing and a lot of different things. But that still does not mean that I'm sent here to be at your service 24/7. Right? There's still a lot that I have to do for myself. I still have to take care of myself. I still have to make sure that I'm tuning in and tapping in with myself first. First and foremost, before I can even be effective to you, I have to be effective for me. And a lot of y'all are learning that. And maybe you had to learn the hard way, like I did. Okay? But it happens. Okay? All that matters is that you learn the lesson and that you understand that it's not your responsibility to take care of everybody 24/7. Especially if you are going without. If you are going without in your own energy, how can you even pick up the phone or get up out the bed to try to go run to somebody else's rescue. That just doesn't make sense, okay? There's nothing wrong with working with other people. There's nothing wrong with wanting to do for your community. But you can only do that when your cup is full. If your cup is not full, then you don't have anything to share. And mind you, I said full cup, not half cup, not quarter cup. Okay? A full cup. If you do not have a full cup for yourself, then you don't need to be out here worried about nobody else. Period. Yeah, confidence coming out twice. We are in Leo season. Shout out to the Leos. Happy solar return to you all. Those who have already celebrated and those who will be celebrating in advance. Happy solar return. My bestie's solar return is coming up. Shout out to her. But yeah, talking about confidence, okay? Being confident within yourself and your process again. And then also not allowing your ego to get in the way. This is not a time to go on an ego trip. Okay, and be very careful with the ego, especially while we're in Leo season, because it's easy to get sucked up in that ego. So easy. Be mindful. Okay, don't put the superhero cape on. Don't be out here trying to save everybody. Don't be out here trying to be in all these different places and spaces and trying to show off and all that shit. It's nothing wrong with being humble while also knowing who you are, right? You can be confident and be humble at the same time. You can know that you the shit and be humble at the same time, right? It's all about balance. Don't go too far off to the left, is all I'm saying. Make sure that you're balancing it out. Don't think that you know too much during this time either. So if there's people coming to you with advice or insight or constructive criticism or whatever the case is, be open to it. Don't shut yourself off from learning more about the way that people receive you, because it's very important to know how people receive you as well. Sometimes we can be so full of ourselves that we don't even realize that people are receiving us in a negative light. So you can want to be helpful all you want, but if you're not being received in the right way, none of that shit matters. Okay? You can want to show up for your community all you want, but if it's not being received in the correct way, none of that shit matters. So this is definitely a time for you guys to make sure that you are operating in confidence, but not allowing your ego to get in the way and to hinder you from being received in the right form. Okay? Because people will miss the message. If you're not in the right energy, the message will be lost. We got Venus energy showing up, okay? Now, let me say something about Leo energy, because we're in Leo season. You might feel a little extra sexual. Don't allow this energy to place you in the bed of people who you're not supposed to be in the bed with. Don't allow this energy to have you going back to people or going back to energies that are not for you. Don't allow this energy to put you in a position where you have to fuck around and find out. Okay? Pregnancy energy is very high right now. All right? So just be careful. If you don't plan on being a mama or a daddy, then I need you to kind of lead with wisdom. Okay? And I don't want to hear you be like, oh, well, I'm going to just wrap it up. No. No. Okay? That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying wrap it up and then you'll be okay. No. I'm saying don't lay down with some of these people that you know you're not supposed to lay down with. Just straight like that. Okay? Yes, the energy may be high. The sexual tension may be high. And all of those things. We grown. So let's again move with wisdom. All right? There's going to be a lot of sexual tension, lots of sexual energy. A lot of people, may find you attractive right now, especially if you have Leo in your chart, or especially if this energy just, is affecting you more than others. A lot more people may find you attractive. A lot more people may want to push up on you and see what's up. Don't fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for the bullshit. Don't do nothing during this time that you will regret later on. I need you to really, really think things through. Okay? Like all the way through. Like think it all the way through. Don't just be out here doing shit with random ass people. Okay? Just be cautious. All right? And this has to do with relationships as well. Don't go back to relationships that you left. Don't go back to relationships that Spirit has already revealed to you are not for you. Don't do that. Okay? Don't think that, oh, I know how to finesse it. I know how to make this work. Don't let that ego and that get into your head and make you think that you can fix people or that you can change people or any of that stuff. Okay? That's no. All right. We got the rainbow card. I love when this card comes out because this talks about, silver linings. This talks about things turning around in your favor. Okay. So again, I feel like the more that you guys acknowledge whatever these childhood traumas are, these childhood issues are, the more that you heal it, the more that you work on it, the more that you understand where a lot of this stuff is coming from and you connect the dots and you fix things, the more things are going to work in your favor because the energy right now is conducive for miracles. It is conducive for turnarounds and shifts and timeline jumping and quantum leaps and things of that nature. Like the energy is here for all of that, right? You can live a whole new life if you want to, right? It's all based on the work that you're willing to do and the faith and the confidence that you have within yourself and your journey. Okay? If you know certain things need to be changed in your life, change it. Why keep bullshitting and living the same dusty ass life over and over and over and over and over again? Just fix whatever needs to be fixed, change whatever needs to be changed. 1616 could be significant, or 77 could be significant. Change whatever needs to be changed and move on. Period. All right, let's get two more, and then we're going to get into the astrology for the week. All right, patience is definitely going to be important. Taking your time. Don't be moving so fast, and don't expect for things. Don't expect for things to happen overnight. Okay, things could happen overnight, but don't have that expectation. Because when you start to put yourself in that expectation and then it don't happen, then you disappointed, and then now you depressed, and now you sad, and now you negative. Like, no. Okay? The only expectation you should have is that things will work out for your highest good. That's it. That's the only expectation you should ever have. That I know that whatever happens is happening for my highest good. That is my only expectation. Okay? Spirit is saying, spoil yourself. Do some things for yourself this week. Okay? You deserve good things. Stop thinking that you always got to have $1,000 in your bank account to do something for yourself. Stop thinking that you always got to spend money to do something for yourself. Stop thinking that, it has to be something luxurious or something extra. Like, no, there's so many different ways that you can spoil yourself and that you can show love to yourself that does not include, anything monetary. Okay? Spoiling yourself is also putting up boundaries. Spoiling yourself is also, cutting motherfuckers off. Spoiling yourself is going after your dreams and your goals, believing in yourself, having confidence. Okay? Ain't nothing wrong with putting on a bomb-ass outfit and window shopping. Don't nobody know that you don't got the money. I tell y'all all the time, go to these luxury malls and luxury places in your city and do what you can afford. Go to the mall, put on a nice little outfit, like you got some change, okay? And just walk through that bitch. Go into the store and try on shoes and try on clothes and all of that, okay? Because that's how you put yourself in the mentality of luxury. Go to one of them nice, expensive-ass restaurants and sit at the bar and just get you one drink. Pay for one drink and one appetizer or something like that, right? You don't have to sit there and have a whole meal. You don't have to go all out and do all of these things. It's all about just being in that energy. Sometimes you just need to put yourself in the energy, in that environment. Of course, you're not going to feel like $1 million if you keep going to the local McDonald's. Like, let's make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you're not going to think that the possibilities are endless if you only stay in your neighborhood. Like, of course, get out of your normal environment. Put yourself in the environments of luxury. Again, if you had everything that you wanted, how would you act? However you would act then is how you need to be acting now. Okay? Last card for the collective. Sacrifices are needed. Sacrifices are needed. Okay? You're going to have to get out of your comfort zone. Like I said, that's confirmation of that. The things that you want are not in your comfort zone. The life that you want to live is not in your comfort zone. Right? And you got to think about it. What's uncomfortable to you right now eventually will be comfortable to you in the future. It's not going to always be uncomfortable. It's only uncomfortable right now. Okay? So eventually it's going to change. You're going to be more comfortable. Okay? But you have to stick it out. You have to go through the process. All right? Okay, let's go through the astrology for this week. And see what's going on with the planets and the stars. Let's see. Again, I am introducing a new service soon. Where I will be doing custom horoscopes for people based on your birth charts. Letting you know what's to come in the next weeks or days or whatever. I haven't really decided how far out I want to do it yet. But that will be a service that is added by the end of the week. Okay, let's see. All right, current planet placements. So the sun is in Leo. We are officially in Leo season. Again, happy solar return to my Leos, those who have already celebrated and those who will be celebrating. With the sun being in Leo, we know that the ability to operate in confidence is there. Okay? You can be as confident as you want to be. You can be, you can get a lot of things done. So if you're a shy person, if you are a person who, struggles with believing in yourself or things of that nature, this is the perfect time for you to get out of that energy, okay, and get more into a place where you are confident in yourself. Just be mindful of ego. Be mindful of ego, okay? The moon is in Taurus right now at 29 degrees in Taurus, okay? So for my Taurus, there could be a lot of things happening for you guys when it comes to your emotions or when it comes to matters of the heart. Some of you guys could be going through some life-changing situations when it comes to the heart, when it comes to your emotions, when it comes to your subconscious, okay? For other people, this is for all Taurus placement. So this is not just about your sun sign. This is anywhere that you may have Taurus in your chart, okay? Now for everybody else, this Taurus and moon, the moon being in Taurus, sorry. Definitely be mindful again of your emotions. Make sure that you're not emotionally eating or emotionally spending, okay? Be very mindful of that. Also, make sure that you are paying attention to your subconscious in regards to matters of the heart. There could be a lot of intuitive messages when it comes to love as well, so make sure that you're paying attention to that. Mercury is currently in Virgo, okay? So it's right at home because Virgo is a mercurial sign. So with that being said, Spirit could be definitely having you guys be more, and this is for everybody. Spirit could definitely have you guys being more detailed or more, the way that you speak or the conversations that you have, there could be more thought that you're putting behind it. Your approach could be a lot different in the way that you communicate right now, which is really, really good. Okay. Definitely, definitely tap in with that. If you've been struggling with having certain conversations with people, this is a good time to approach it differently. Okay. Venus is currently in Leo. So lots of confidence when it comes to love. Lots of confidence when it comes to relationships as well. Be also mindful of allowing your ego to be present when it comes to love situations. Okay. Don't be my way or the highway when it comes to relationships right now. Be very careful of that. Okay. Allow yourself to be open to other people's feelings. Don't, kind of make this all about you. Well, I feel. Like, okay, we get it. But how does the person feel? How did you make that person feel? Okay? Make sure that you're balancing that out. Okay? Mars is currently in Gemini. So you could be all over the place, working on a million things at once or wanting to approach a million things at once. This could also be um being pulled in a lot of different directions when it comes to work. All right. Also, if you have Gemini in your chart, or if you are a Gemini, however it goes, make sure that you're grounding yourself. Okay. Because again, you could be being pulled in a lot of different places right now. Okay. Also, there could be some progress when it comes to social media, especially if you have Gemini in your chart. But even if you don't, this is a time to really do whatever work you need to do when it comes to social media. Like, you're going to have a lot more energy to create your content or to put your content out or whatever the case is. Okay. And this is not just for content creators. This is also for people who just may use social media for their business or whatever. So like, maybe you do hair and you've been slacking on posting your hair videos. This is the time to do that because it could go viral right now. Okay, like that type of shit. Because Jupiter is also in Gemini. Okay, so this is a great time to put your stuff out. This is a great time to showcase your personality as well. Don't be afraid to showcase your personality and to be unapologetic in who you are. Okay, especially when it comes to social media. Also, be mindful of what you're saying on social media, okay? Because this could be a time where you can get into some back and forths with people, or like arguing under posts or DMs and shit like that. Like, this is a time to try to avoid that shit for sure. All right. Saturn, of course, is still retrograding in Pisces. I've already talked about that placement. Uranus is currently in Taurus. Okay. So with that, this is definitely a time to make sure that when it comes to the things that you have, when it comes to luxury, when it comes to love and relationship, be who you are. If you're a lover, be a lover. Don't be ashamed that you have a big heart. Don't be trying to be all hard if you know that you got a big heart. Like, it's okay. All right. Um, Make sure again that you're not splurging on unnecessary things. Okay. Be very careful of that. A lot of you guys could also be trying out a lot of different like recipes when it comes to food, or changing up your style or your hair or things like that. Okay. Neptune, of course, is retrograding in Pisces. We talked about that. Pluto is retrograding in Aquarius. We talked about that the week before last. Go back and watch that video for that placement. Um, let's see what else is going on here. All right, let's see. When do the placements change? Tomorrow the moon goes into Gemini. See if any other changes are happening. No. So the moon goes into Gemini tomorrow. Um, so a lot of things that you have been afraid to say or speak publicly, you know, this is a time to kind of push through and make sure that you do speak on those things. Okay, don't hide your feelings, don't hide your emotions, don't be afraid to, again, publicize the way that you feel, the way that you think, um, things of that nature. Okay, this is a time to be confident in yourself when it comes to your feelings and emotions, and know that it has nothing to do with anybody else. This is about you being able to live in your truth. Okay. Let's see. Any other changes this week? Uh, August 1st, the moon goes into Cancer. Let me see. Mercury will be retrograding in Virgo. That's going to be a little hectic. Okay, so on the 5th, Mercury will go into retrograde in Virgo. So I'll come back and talk about that later on in the week, the closer we get to the 5th. Because that's gonna be something. Mercury will be retrograding in Virgo, and Venus will still be in Virgo. So that's gonna be interesting. So yeah, we'll get more into that. Again, I will be introducing a service where I will be giving. I'll probably start off with a 7-day horoscope based on your birth chart, and then up it as we go and go forward. That service will be added Friday. If you do not have your birth chart, I do offer birth charts and birth chart readings on my website, so feel free to book that. Again, all my information is going down below. Again, I'm no longer doing specials for a while, so any specials that are on my website, take advantage of them, right? One of the main specials right now that's still on my website is the mix and match special, where you can get 3 services for the price of 1. Definitely look into that. You get to choose from a free reading, a consultation, and you get a 1-week mentorship, all for $111. Definitely look into that. There is payment plan options at checkout. So definitely look into that. Also, we've been talking about astrology a lot lately. Definitely go get your $8 ebook that will help you master the year, okay, based on what's going on astrologically. You will have an opportunity to kind of navigate, your year based on what the stars and the planets are doing. All right, they always say billionaires use astrology. All right, and it's not necessarily about money, it's about accuracy. Okay, these people know and they understand that astrology plays a huge role in them receiving the things that they want. Okay, so if these billionaires know about astrology, then I'm gonna need y'all to get hit. I'm gonna need y'all to tune in. I'm gonna need y'all to act like you know. Okay, no pun intended. Let me see. Of course, again, any other services that you are interested in, feel free to book them accordingly. Um, Love and light to everyone who has tuned in. Hopefully, you got something from this reading. Definitely go back and watch the reading from yesterday. I mean, not the reading, but my video from yesterday. I will be doing a live on anxiety, depression, um, and overthinking tomorrow. So definitely make sure that you tune in for that. I'll be going over some tips and tools that have helped me, and that are currently helping me. Um, and yeah, love and light to all of you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. I will be hopping on TikTok live in the next 30 minutes. So if you do want to watch my TikTok live, it is currently going across the bottom of the screen right here. Feel free to tune in the next 30 minutes. Not sure how long I'll be on there, but I am going to hop on there for a little bit and talk a little bit. So yeah, definitely tune in for that. Again, light and love. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see y'all tomorrow.